Alright, Shalom to all the Akim. I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yehoshai, by Hashem Harakah, Kwadash. Double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the Akim, the Afwakim and the Wafbanyam. Rise up to the house of David. Yeah man, this video is going to be on There Will Be a Mass Awakening. Yeah, a spin-off from one of the videos I did where football's concerned and the violence that goes on in football. Very, very violent, hostile game. You know, I'm not saying everybody's violent that watches it, or you know, but a lot of these Edomites and a lot of these heathen nations just go and watch it just to vent their frustrations and their hatred against you so-called black people, because that's how they really feel about you. They hate you. And in this one you got a striker, Portuguese striker, Mariga. You know, he scores his goal, and that's where they just vent their frustration, calling him all kinds of names, man. But it's all in the scriptures, it's all prophecy fulfilling, and we are in the year of prophecy, so the prophecies are speaking. 2020, and the prophecies are speaking, going full speed ahead. Without further ado, I'm not going to play the video. I'm going to let you hear the sound, just to prevent any kind of copywriting strike, and let you hear for yourself. Yeah, this racism thing is coming more and more to the surface. Most High is letting the wicked tongue fall upon themselves and showing their true colors, and that's a good thing, because a lot of you entertainers and sportsmen and all forms of celebrity don't know who your enemies are. You still don't know, but the Most High is trying to let you see, man. They hate you, man. And we're going to hit some scripts too, you know. Without further ado.
Dramatic scenes in Portugal's Primeira Liga. Porto forward Musa Marega walked off the field during a game against Vitória de Guimarães, saying he was subjected to racist abuse from opposition fans. After scoring in the 60th minute, the Mali international pointed to his skin in response to a section of supporters who were allegedly making monkey noises during the game.
Yeah, after he scored his goal, the striker, you know, they let him have it, giving him all kind of racial abuse, giving him monkey noises and chanting him, and he said he couldn't have it anymore. But I'm going to hear a script, man, in Deuteronomy 28, because these are the curses that was prophesied. 36 says, And the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt bring thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and they shalt serve other gods, wood and stone, and they shall become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword. That's it. That's what all them chants is all about, you know, prophecies being fulfilled. A proverb and a byword among all nations, wherever the Lord shall lead thee, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword. That's what it is. That's what's happening right now. Chanting him, and he says, he tweets. He says it wouldn't be so bad if it was just one or two players, but he says the whole stadium came against him, and he said he wasn't going to have that. You know, he said he had no choice but to walk off the pitch, and that's something that Ian Wright spoke about years ago, even decades ago when he used to play. Ian Wright, Les Ferdinand, John Barnes, and the list goes on, of all these children of Israel, so-called black men, that suffered that abuse, that racism and that verbal abuse, being called all these proverbs and bywords that are prophesied would happen in the Bible. We just read it. So yes, Most High is letting their tongue fall upon themselves, letting their true colours come out.
Seats were then thrown at Marega from the stands. The 28...
What was that? Let's hear that again. They started to do what? As well as calling him all kinds of names, they did what?
The 28-year-old who spent a season on loan at Victoria. The 28-year-old who spent a season on...
Hold on a minute. I want to hear that again. They started to throw chairs at him.
Who were allegedly making monkey noises during the game. Seats were then thrown at Marega from the stands.
Yeah, because he scored a goal against them. You know, the Portuguese striker is good, you know, and they couldn't take the fact that he scored. He made him look so stupid. So they started chanting him, calling him all kinds of names.
During the game, seats were then thrown at Marega from the stands. The 28-year-old, who spent a season on loan at Victoria, was booked after picking one up in defiance during his celebration. Several of Marega's teammates.
So he scores a goal and he celebrates, and they book him. They give him a yellow card for celebrating, the referee. So he feels that the whole world is against him, and he's not wrong. That's all prophecy. We just read it. You know, we've got some more scripts to look at, but let's see if I can let this play. It's hard not to interrupt. You know, there's so much action. I tell you, football is one of those games. It's very, very, very hostile. A lot of people are very hostile who get involved in it, and as I said, especially the Edomites, they just go to, because the Edomites, they're very violent people, as we know, and they go and with the intentions to vent and to do all kinds of damage and to cause all kinds of trouble, because they're violent people by nature. So that's one way they vent their frustrations, is to be involved in that football. And all you people that know about football and probably been to some of these football matches, have probably seen it with your own eyes.
Tried to stop him leaving the field minutes after putting his side ahead. He was eventually substituted before showing his middle finger.
Yeah, that's what's happening there. He's walking off the pitch there, and all you know, some of them could be Jakes too, but some of them look like heathen nations trying to hold him back. You know, he's saying, "Why don't you support me? I want to walk off. I want to make my stand," which never happens. You know, so he's well aware of the racism, and he's making his stand. And they're trying to his football mates, his teammates are not even letting him go, man. You know, they're not supporting him.
Fingers to the crowd. Victoria says it is investigating.
So he says, "All right, take that," and he sticks up 2 fingers to the crowd. You know, he says, "I'm out of here, man. Shove you guys, right and all."
The incident. In a post on Instagram, Marega had strong words for the accused fans and match officials.
"I hope I never see you on a football field again. You're a disgrace. And I also thank the referees for not defending me and for giving me a yellow card because I defend my skin colour."
Yeah, so he's saying screw the football fans, and he's saying screw the referee too. He says, I know who you guys are, what you guys are about. You're haters. So if you want to hate me, I'll hate you back. Yeah, that's what he's saying in effect.
Porto's manager Sergio Conceição slams the abuse after the final whistle, saying Marega had been targeted by racist chants since the team warm-up.
Yeah, the referee comes, his manager comes to his defence. Not directly, but indirectly, saying that was out of order, man. You went overboard there. You know, that's my football, man. You know. And that's my money, because it's all about money at the end of the day.
Goalkeeper Iker Casillas tweeted his support, while Porto's condemnation of fans' behaviour was echoed by the Portuguese league's governing body in a statement and several other clubs on social media. Sunday's incident was also condemned by Portugal's president and prime minister. Such scenes are unprecedented in Portuguese football, but have become increasingly common on pitches across Europe, raising questions on whether football is doing enough to tackle racism.
Yeah, that's always going to be there, because as long as he saw, you know, that's prophecy, as I say, prophecy being fulfilled. I'll read it again. Deuteronomy 28:36 says, 37 says, "And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all these nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee." You know, chanting him off the pitch, man. He weren't having it, you know what I mean? That was a striker, the Portuguese football striker. Let's get another script, because I've done videos on racism that goes on in football before. You know, one of them was entitled, "There Will Be a Mass Awakening." And Israel, you know, people know that you Edomites ain't right. So I've done a couple of videos on the racism, because it's a very hostile game, as I said. And for those that have been to football matches, you know, if you're caught up in that hostility, You know what I'm saying? You've seen it with your own eyes, man, if you've ever been to a football match. I used to see them going up and down, you know. I used to live around a certain area, and the police used to come, you know, with riot vans, and they used to like corner off all the roads and put up riot barriers, because they know after a match how violent and how hostile the people are, especially the Edomites. So in order to keep everything in order, they had to make sure they set up vans on the corners and riot police with all kind of, you know, protection, you know, just to get them home, just to keep the shops from not getting mashed up. And you know, because Esau is a violent people, man, you know, and that's a violent game, hostile game, especially when Esau can't take a loss, you know. So I'm gonna get this one, Psalms 144, and that's a good number. 144, 7 says, and 7's a good number too. Send thine hand from above, rid me and deliver me out of the great waters, from the hand of the strange children. Yes, because Esau and all these other nations, you know, we was brought here, and that's what he said in Deuteronomy 28. He says we're going to be brought here to these people, strange people, to be called all these kind of names, man, proverbs and bywords. Send thine hand, rid me from above, rid me and deliver me out of the great waters, from the hand of the strange children. Yeah, strange and wicked and demonic people. This is Psalm 71, 4 says, deliver me, O my God, out of the hand of the wicked, out of the hand of the unrighteous and cruel man. That's a good precept, that one, because these people are wicked, man, unrighteous and cruel, you know. Let's get another one. We know the one in Obadiah 4 says, which one we're gonna get from 4? Yeah, let's get 10. It says, for the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. We're gonna end off with this one. Save the best till last. Ezekiel 35. As far as I'm concerned, this is one of, you know, this is the best, one of the best scriptures. 35 and 5 says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in thine time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. That's it. Because thou had had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel. Yeah, that's all the wicked, man, you know. Therefore, as I am alive, saith the Lord, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, saith thou hast not, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus I will make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out of him that returneth. That's what I wanted there, because they have had a perpetual hatred. So the Most High is letting you see with your own eyes, children of Israel, so-called black men, you're not liked, man. And we saw that with the Kobe death. We saw all the hatred and all those coming forward, the newscasters and all the social media hatred, bringing up with those allegations of rape that he was supposed to have done, which he wasn't found guilty. It was dismissed because that woman was, you know, the so-called victim was not a credible witness. There was all kind of nasty things going on. She had holy sex with men before, and it was all set up. If you ask me, that was probably a decoy. You know, it was probably a decoy to bring a big man down, a giant down, because they do. Esau sets up decoys. He's nasty Edomite white woman, because a lot of men fall to that. A lot of men fall to women in general. So they, through their white supremacy, if you ask me, and I've got a very strong inclination and a suspicion that that was a decoy that was sent to Kobe Bryant to bring him down, you know, to get him, to seduce him, to bring him down, so that they can mess up his legacy, and eventually they wanted to charge him with rape, but which he did not get charged with rape. But they do that with a lot of those celebrities, send decoys and try and find whatever weakness that they have, set him up, and bring him down, bring down the big man, the giant, especially when it comes to Jake, right? And there's nothing new. That's happened. That's throughout the scriptures as well, in many cases, which that could be another video. Solomon, Samson, full weakness to full victim to woman. So racism, as I said, racism has been there since the beginning, since Esau was around, or even before then, Cain and Abel, man, and that goes right back to the very beginning, man, of the beginning of man's creation. Hatred and satanic is a satanic thing. So I want to give all praises to Yahweh Shimon Shai for giving me the spirit to do this video. I want to say Kwame Ashala to the house of David, and Shalak Rayam Agaye Gashata to all the wicked, and everything that they've done to us, past, present, and future, may fall upon their own head. Shalom, I'm out.